100% Chelsea, obviously. Chelsea Arsenal at the weekend. Huge game. And look who we got. We got Robbie. How are you? You alright?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Kind of good.
Kind of good.
I'm still hurt from the other night, that Watford game. I mean,
I wouldn't blame you. That was terrible.
Do you know what? The thing about it, right, is that if we would have won that game this weekend, like, we could have got to within 3 points of you. And that's the really upsetting thing. But for me, it's still a very important game for us that, 6 points can still be turned over, I suppose. I don't know if it would be us who turn you over or one of the other chasing pack, but we got to do something to try and rein you guys in. You're just running away with it at the moment.
That is very true. I mean, we're banging in goals, but obviously, if you go across, look at Robbie's preview, I was saying I was worried off the back of the Liverpool game. And if you watch the channel, obviously I'm a very pessimistic person. I can still see us being caught. And I feel until we hit double figures in terms of running away with the league, that's out of the question. But let's talk about Arsenal. Okay, so you were saying Watford, you were really annoyed, really disappointed. Obviously, everyone watches Arsenal Fan TV, especially after a loss. Let's be honest. People watch your channel, I know, but Aaron Ramsey came up quite a lot. What's going on with him? What's going on?
Well, I think some of the fans were being a little bit unfair to him the other night because he did go off injured, but, the deflection went in off him. His defending, for their second goal was terrible. And he's just not really, a couple of seasons ago, he was like a Frank Lampard. He was very similar that he'd arrive late and score a lot of goals. It's just not happened for him since he got that injury. And I think the frustration for a lot of fans is they saw how well he played for Wales in the Euros, and he's come back, and again, he's just not been good enough. And the other night, he was very, very poor. And listen, it's frustration. I mean, we Watford was you looked on that, they haven't beaten us, I think, since 1988. And you just looked on that game, and that's like, you look at all these winnable games, and you say, yeah, Watford, 3 points, and then hopefully something happens at Anfield and we can be near you, and we just blew it. So there's a lot of frustration was around the place, and that's the thing with Arsenal at the moment. You just don't know what Arsenal is going to turn up. Is it going to be the Arsenal that thrashed you lot 3-0 when you came to the Emirates? Or is it going to be the Arsenal that the other night against Watford, in the first half in particular, was amongst the worst performance I've ever seen from any Arsenal team? That's how bad it was.
Well, obviously, let's do a quick reflection. Obviously, you just mentioned, you could be the Arsenal turned up and turned us over 3-0. I mean, don't remember a result happening. The end of September is a bit of a blur. But, I mean, if you look at what you did in that game and how that's changed our system, so obviously we've moved to a 3-4-3. You guys helped us out quite a lot. You did. But what are you the most scared of going into this game?
Obviously, Costa. He always seems to wind us up. He gets our players sent off. But apart from that, he's an excellent player. His finishing's been brilliant. He's a top player. Eden Hazard, running at defenders. If Etienne Capoue, the way I see him run past 3 of our defenders the other night, if he can do that, Hazard can rip us to shreds if we're not on it. And, then there's other guys like Pedro. Willian's a player that I've always really, really rated. You've got a great team. I think, you've got a great team. I think we've got a great starting 11. I think it's 2 very evenly matched teams. But the problem is, or the problem's been with Arsenal, sometimes it's been a bit up here. Do we believe that we can beat Chelsea? When you guys came to our place, we haven't beaten you for ages. On that day, we believed, and we went for you. And it was right from the whistle went. We went for you. And it was a great result. Can we replicate that at Stamford Bridge? That is the question. I've been there for so many. I mean, the 6-0 when that's still horrible for me. So it's about, can Arsenal have the mentality to bounce back off of Watford and go and get a win? We've bounced back before off of horrible losses, so you never know.
Do you feel that mentality is down to Wenger, or obviously there's always this whole Wenger in, Wenger out, there's all of this going around at Arsenal. Do you feel a lot of that is down to Arsene Wenger?
The manager's got to take, for me, the blame for the other night as well, because the way we started the game, I didn't see one Arsenal player press a Watford player. They just had the freedom of the Emirates. And I just wonder, did he have them motivated up enough? These guys have all been rested. None of them played against Southampton. I think only Alexis came off the bench. So he's got to take, of course, listen, when you lose games, manager has to take responsibility, just the same way you get lauded when you win a game.
Yeah. So Alexis Sanchez, obviously, like you're saying just then, came on, had an impact. Is he a player that we have to keep an eye out for?
Oh, yeah. The danger for you guys is obviously going to be Alexis Sanchez. Mesut Ozil, he's been accused of not stepping up in the big games. I think this is a massive test for him against Chelsea. A massive, huge game for Mesut Ozil. Can he stamp his authority on an away? He does it at home, but an away game. So it's going to be big for him. But I think those two. I also think there's guys like Alex Iwobi, who might not be on the radar of a lot of Chelsea, fans.
Fantastic player.
But he's a very, very good player. That if he's on the ball as well, he can make things happen. So we've got threats all over.
Yeah.
Walcott will be a threat in that game. We've got threats all over the pitch. Do they believe? That's what it's going to be down to for me.
So that's what it comes down to. So
I do believe that. I think with Arsenal, it's a mentality thing. Do we believe that we can go away and win that game? At Man City, we were 1-0 up. They got one back, and we just fell apart. We didn't believe that we could still win that game. We should not have lost that game against City if the mentality had been right. And I felt it wasn't that day. Can we have the right mentality against Chelsea?
Okay. So last question. On the back of mentality, can I push you for a score prediction?
Oh.
Go on, Robbie.
I'm going 2-1 Arsenal, man. I've got to be confident, you know what I mean? 2-1.
2-1, you're going to say that? Well, obviously, leave your score predictions down in the comments below. What do you think is going to happen? Obviously, thanks to Robbie for coming on. Make sure you head over there as well to see this beautiful mug.
And listen, you know what? Respect to your channel, man. I watch a lot of your content. Like what you guys are doing. Don't like Chelsea.
Obviously.
But I always love to see fan content, you know what I mean? And I always love to hear from the fans, and you guys are doing a good job. So
that means a lot coming from the king of fan content.
No, you guys are doing a great job.
Cheers.
It's just a shame about the team, you know what I mean?
Yeah, whatever. Make sure you subscribe to 100% Chelsea. All social media links are down in the description of Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter and Instagram. And I will see you very, very soon. Take care.